Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. I hope you're doing okay. It's very potent energies abound. I mean, it's all here now. The Hierogamic unions taking place within the oneself, divine masculine, feminine, in divine union with source, divine union with source, the divine cosmic reunion of the one, completing here now. And it's happening from within the oneness, from within you. We all have access to the God self. And this is really what I'm here to transmit. And I know sometimes my messages come across a little bit direct, harsh, whatever, but it's like also to wake up the energy field, like we to just move energy, because it really comes from a good place. Anything I say and do, and it's not to accuse anyone. It's just to say like, hey, let's wake up, because we have fallen asleep behind the steering wheel. We have given away our power, or rather, it's not from a place of giving us the blame or anyone. We get there as we no longer blame anyone, neither the fallen angelics, cabal, any bad politicians, people, places, things out there, okay? Total transcendence of judgment, compartmentalization, fanaticism, extremism, all of these distorted polarities collapse within the zero-point field of true divine love, true knowingness, true truth, real truth, which has to be felt. And the more I use words these days, I mean, I've been really feeling like close to burnout. I've been really relaxing over the last few days, thankfully. It's like really coming in so beautifully, the heart healing. As in, it's been a lot of density needing to move, but it's as you hold this in the zero-point field, in the Holy Trinity that you're here to embody, bringing back the tri-wave that overrides all of these bipolar distortions, all of these distorted polarities in the field, as you hold them, as you collapse them, so to say, within the zero-point field of divine love, neutrality, and oneness. That's free of belief systems, opinions, judgments, fully, completely. Not just pretending, not just wishing, really, fully, completely, deep down. Let it go, that really frees you, as all, as one. Full debt forgiveness, as you truly understand why everybody is the way they are. You don't make excuses for them, but you also have discernment instead of judgment. Because judgment is resistance and is what keeps in place the symptoms of the sick mind of the collective, which is what we're seeing here. All I'm really trying to transmit or getting to is to get to the core of the core, to the wounds, to heal the wounds and traumas of all we've been through getting the higher God source perspective, because that's what truly heals. Anything that we have ever healed, in retrospect, it's through a shift of perspective, perception, not time, because people can hang until the end of their lives in unforgiveness and trauma and wounds, as we know. So through shifting our perspective, we heal. And then actually these stories, like they're not even part of us anymore, because we have cleared them, the lower consciousness codes, the inversions within the consciousness, which also these hybridization traumas are about. And we need to understand we're all hybrids here. Especially at this point, even if we want to say, hey, we're the alien star seeds or earth seeds, whatever, and these are the humans, we're all at this point, everything is intermixed. That was my whole point of my last video of, we all have reptilian DNA. Parts of us, we need to stop compartmentalizing, because all of this is serving also a great purpose. So at this point, I just want to say thank you so much for anyone, the few that really support, commented, gave me some feedback, or thank you on providing the free activation for which is called the Cosmic Heart Healing and Ignition. You can still access it if you want to for free on my SoundCloud, or you can download it via MP3. The details are in the description box. And it's really, I mean, I know this has really helped so much in healing our hearts and bringing so much peace, balance, harmony into the field. So we're going to continue this. So what we're going to do is, details also below, for the eclipse on Saturday, we're going to gather again for an open group call and activation. So if you want to join, look at the details below. And you're going to basically get free activations for kind of the price of one, in a sense. So part of it is, if you can, if you see this in time, or have already done this, or would like to pick up on all the codes, so to say, I would recommend, and I put this into the description, listen to the Cosmic Heart Healing and Ignition activation, as well as the Return to the Real, which I'm also including in this when you sign up to the eclipse activation on the 28th, which will be basically an Ascended Masterclass, open to everyone, and it's called Return to the Real. And that was also the title of the activation we did for the last eclipse on the 14th, which you can still access also through the group membership tier 2, all of the activations we have done so far since July. Again, details are below. So anyway, if you sign up for Saturday, you basically get these 2 activations for free, as well as the one we will be doing at the time of the eclipse going full, so to say. That's what I'm seeing. So we start at around 7 p.m., which is when the 7:07, when we start, when the eclipse, around the time of the eclipse starting to appear. And it goes like fullest at, I think, just about 9:15. Again, the details are in the description, which is when we will do, most likely, like around that time, the live activation. And I see very much it will be, again, a continuation from everything we've built upon. And it's all already here now, and it's all already unfolding in the field, but this is going to be really beautiful, I see. It's going to be going beyond. So we've gone in the last activation back to the inception point, healing the cosmic Christ seed atom, reactivating this, which is healing our whole blueprint and that of the cosmic Christ, fully opening up our hearts, bringing it all into alignment, and then going to the stage of where we have been dreaming all of this up. And then we're returning from the dream within a dream, and we're dreaming all of this into, because so much the theme has been this like death, rebirth, has been so much about like, just imagine you're coming out of your mother's womb and you've been like, oh my God, what am I getting into here? And we've had that. And now all of this has gone, has been processed, looked upon from a different perspective. And now we are rebirthing ourselves into a reality where we are fully loved, supported, protected, provided for. So totally different birthing experience, rebirthing, where our blueprints are being fully reignited, rebirthed. Like what's the main thing that's healing? And there's been a huge shift over the last 24 hours, roughly. So since the 24th to the 25th of October, of really bringing the divine union within ourselves fully online for the forerunners. I mean, in general, the whole piece around the heart and healing our heartbreak and the betrayal, which is also connected to the whole hybridization trauma, because ultimately, again, it really, the invasions could only come in as there was already a split in trust, a division between the masculine and the feminine, because source is always self-correcting. So it's like, what heals this then, the rift between the masculine and feminine, as the androgynous body split? And I was shown yesterday, like being the original androgynous being that gave birth to 12 androgynous beings that then split into 2, masculine and feminine, so 24, to then give birth to all of creation, so to say. So these are the original, this is the core cosmic monad. And again, we're all part of this, because you're all part of that original androgynous being that has given birth to everything. And that's how you need to see all of reality is being fully rebirthed through you, through your own consciousness, timelessly, through the one. Because the singularity, the oneness, the end of separation is what heals all of this. There's no more division. There's no more like just, they're the reptilians, they're the risen angelics. We needed their codes to now go back in time, so to say, back to the beginning and correct what went wrong during the invasions. The invasions, first of all, only happened, let me be very clear here, it needs to be really going all the way in, because we already split apart. There was already division and jealousy and envy between the masculine and feminine, because the feminine ultimately carries all the power. So how can the masculine, not owning the shadow aspects, its own shadow self, projecting it onto her, but she allowed it. She like, you know, feeling responsible, trying to fix, trying to, you know, like taking on the blame, making herself feel responsible. And again, this is beyond gender. Because a huge theme right now has been claiming all of our worth, all of our value, which is really what returns real abundance. And I'm losing the track here because the energies are so freaking high. Like seriously, like yesterday, for the last few days, I couldn't use my brain. It was and I like that. And this is kind of part of the new blueprint coming online. You're like, I mean, you're just transmitting, processing, you know, whatever, what comes in from the Godhead. Again, this is your higher self. You're also like, it's not as if you don't have your own mind. It's the both end. It's just that you're a receiver and transmitter. You're not trying to work out quantum science. It's just a flow of consciousness, crystalline consciousness, the Christic teachings fully returning, the true cosmic history records through us fully connecting to source. True truth, real truth. And this is us returning to the truth, the real self. It's all interconnected. So we only got invaded because there was already a split, and source is always self-correcting. So we invented the invasions because the fallen angelics are our future aspects, quantum style. If we don't fix this shit, if we don't look after our own shadow aspects, we get rid of all these shadows in the realities as we fully resolve, reconcile our own unacknowledged, unconscious shadow aspects within the self. All that we, you know, suppress. Because the thing is, until we sometimes meet certain people, we don't even know all of these aspects are still there. It's like, I watched the film the other night, and it was, until I met you, I didn't even know how miserable I was. Literally that thing, and not in a bad way. It's just like, that just shows you sometimes meeting someone, being connected to someone, getting triggered by someone is actually a blessing, because it brings in all of these pieces that you didn't even know you were still missing, that you didn't even know you were still separated from, fragmented from. This is why you need to go into all of this until you feel fully at peace with all parts of all of your creation. And it's all one. That's oneness. That's unity field. That's ascension. Integrating polarities. That's also what the twin flame journey does. So it holds up the mirror to all of these unacknowledged shadow aspects we can't see without the mirror. So that's why I'm always happy to be, you know, making mistakes, you know, happy as in like, that was stupid. Again and again, because that's the only way we learn, so to say. Not the only way, but you get me. It's part of it. And I'm, you know, this is how I have learned. What I'm also now transmitting. So knowing like, oh yeah, you know, I've done many stupid things along the way, but I'm not afraid of admitting them. And I'm not trying to be some perfect example that many spiritual gurus, teachers, leaders, whatever you want to call them, have been portraying out there without standing in integrity, which is the whole issue with the transmission that is then being projected out through them and influences your energy field. Because what I transmit, I get in as codes, activations, downloads. I embody them, transmit them, and then I integrate them further. It's the both end. But I'm in integrity generally with what I'm speaking about, as well as I'm constantly fine-tuning and bettering myself. But the only person I'm in competition with is myself. But the way my true self embodies itself is very unique. As well as we have certain morals, ethics that we all share within this cosmic Christ blueprint. But you just know, why do people not do the right thing? It's because they're afraid of the consequences of speaking the truth, being their true self, being ostracized, being projected upon, being disadvantaged. Because that's another thing. Why did we need all of these codes even for this invasion? Because the thing is, so we are correct and we're going back to the start. So what did we do wrong during the invasions? We listened to the wrong people. We allowed them to come between a masculine and feminine, divide and conquer, create distrust, hijack our blueprints. Again, ultimately part of the divine plan, but also for us to learn from. They stole the truth, our cosmic history records, emerald, tablets, records, and inverted them slightly here and there, hijacked them, hijacking the truth, hijacking our divine blueprints, hijacking our consciousness. So we ultimately didn't listen, got split, masculine and feminine principles, heart and mind, they didn't agree upon, what was really true anymore. The masculine denying its own divine feminine wisdom, intuition, and oh yeah, sure, don't tell me what I say. No. And again, men and women alike, we all make mistakes. That's the whole thing. This is the whole path of redemption. The same as me. It's like, yeah, I made mistakes in other, in other lifetimes. It's all quantum. That's the whole thing. This whole reality now is like all of your lifetimes, all of your multidimensional selves, everything culminating in this now moment, all of the decisions, everything. And we all make mistakes. That's how we learn. But only if we really are true to ourselves. And you need to kind of earn back, the stripes, so to say. And being entrusted again, or rather like just, it's really just you clearing up your own blueprint of any like self-betrayal. That's really what it comes down to, of your own masculine and feminine principles, not being in alignment with truth, source. I mean, there's a huge healing going on also just before I forget. So huge plasma body activations, multidimensional DNA activations. You feel quite tired. It's not the old tiredness of being sucked upon and all of the shit happening in the field that's beautifully clearing through the divine union. Because this seals the field. You in true divine union, nobody will ever fuck with you. First of all, once your field is fully sealed and healed, your divine blueprint, your morphogenetic auric field, none of this would ever be dreamt up. It only came up because the field, the tribal shield, had already fallen apart and cracked. Only when there are cracks in the field, shield, aura, do any invaders come in. So it's all about being God sovereign and free. And as we embody this, we give this gift to everyone. And this is where, again, all of this has ultimately been about that they are not just some little demigods hopping around, telling the little humans how to do life, and are ultimately creating everything and are being held responsible for everything. But it's like, yes, we hold the divine blueprints, as well as now everybody has the same potential and creates their own heaven on earth and is responsible for that. So no more having the big karmic load that many of us have been feeling and huge responsibility and shifting all the shit. This is now the karmic load fully clearing from the field, all of the interferences, all of the black magic, all of that shit. As you fully reclaim all of your power, you need to reclaim all of your power over your realities. And today was that, the 25th. So cosmic dragons, as you fully remember, you are the creator of your own reality. You claim all of this back, so you no longer blame anyone outside of you for where you're at. It's just like, you're shifting everything from within. It's like for me, I have this whole living situation still going on. Finally, I can see like kind of a way out, on a practical 3D perspective, by getting some support from the few that are really on board and are really supporting us back as well. But then it's like 3D is telling you, oh yeah, and then it's like, nobody comes back to you. It's like little available, that kind of thing. It's just like the way the housing market works, especially in Dublin and where I want to be, all of that stuff. It's like, besides it's so overpriced, even where I'm at. It's just like, it's just the greed. It's like everything that's wrong, you know, with this reality. And we're not supposed to fix this. This is not some 3D ascension saying it's 5D and med beds and all this, like money is fixing everything and giving out packages. If the consciousness doesn't shift, none of this helps. That's the same thing. We're not here to fight the symptoms of the insanity of this consciousness, which projects all of this. We're here to go right to the core. That's really what I'm trying to do always. Right to the core of the wounds and the traumas, healing it there. That's how you get rid of the symptoms. That's why it's lately I've been sharing quantum aligned merge with your fully healed self. Any distortions, anything that still needs to be aligned will come up automatically. It's just really quantum shifting you to that place. Like right now it's all about the victory is already fully here now. You just need to kind of surrender to receive. To fully quantum leap and jump right now. But you need to be shown. So it's like all about the main theme right now is like what I did in today's call. If you still want to access this, the group call, you can access tier 1 or 2 of my Ascended Masterclasses group containers. Anyway, it was all about review, how far you've come. And it's not about how much have you manifested, the perfect home, car, career, whether it's spiritual or otherwise, family, all of this. Is this really what tells you how far you have come? Because this is all interchangeable throughout many lifetimes. What are you really taking with you from lifetime to lifetime as your eternal self? It's soul growth. For me, it's like no longer having my monkey mind, my ego running my life, being able to drop into 0-point field whenever I would need to. Like it's mastery over your mind, emotions, body, as you fully align with your spiritual self. Like this is the spirit body, your God self fully merging, aligning. Like these activations are amazing what's going on. But yeah, that will make you quite achy, shoulders, back, spine. Really like self-care is everything right now. Because it's all done. You just need to nurture yourself while you kind of wait, while you're not waiting, and you just get on with things. A big theme has been, there's a lot to share. I'm just going to try not to make it too long. Anyway, on that note, there's been a big theme around, like, for example, sharing a lot with people, like the last activation. And this is not about me saying, like, nobody's, like, not many people are saying thank you for me sharing a very valuable activation that I could charge for, so to say, money, you know, freely. But it's a general consensus. It's another reflection of that I've seen again and again. It's like 10 to 20%, if even, of people really are grateful for what I share, really get it, and then give also back in some way, shape, or form. And it's always the same. And I mean, you know, we can also take into variables as, you know, the numbers are not quite really real. But it is that I've seen again and again, when you give things for free, people don't value it. That's why I have more and more shifted to the activations into the containers of group calls and memberships, where people need to pay towards the energy, the time I spend on sharing this with people. Because people just don't value it. And they don't value it, not everyone, but a lot of people. Okay, and this is why this is so imbalanced in the field of what we share from the heart. And then when you ask for support, there's still no supports, crickets, or very, very little, but at least a few people who really do, they make all the difference. And thank you so much for the people who do. Seriously. Thank you. Who really get this, give back, appreciate it, you know, not just like, again, this is another theme. It's like we can no longer, like, it's all about us reclaiming our worth and our value. I need to shift the way I'm sharing, because I've been sharing so much for free, as well as ultimately this truth I'm transmitting here and here to transmit and remind everyone of, again, just triggering the memory really in your field through the transmission of the frequency of that truth, is here for all. It belongs to everyone. We always do it for the oneness, you know, as well as we need to be supported back. Otherwise, people like me are freaking burnt out. Fuck's sake, like seriously. And if you ask for support or like say things, then you're still being guilted into like you should just be happy and everything more comes from gratitude. Yeah, it does, as well as you're here to speak your truth. That's the highest frequency, authenticity. This frequency I'm speaking from cuts through everything. Beyond me trying to speak what people want to hear, you know, to sweet talk people into buying my products or signing up to my memberships. Through me transmitting my authentic self, I get rid of all the people that are not in alignment with this frequency. And what I'm here to anchor, transmit, achieve, create, which is all new free worlds, fully God sovereign and free. This is not for like followers, you know, who just not along and are not really fully all in. This is all about being all in, and I keep talking about this. And in the process, other people are not all in, fall away, and that's perfect. So that's how you need to really, like, would be my recommendation. Handle your reality. Again, that is you fully claiming your true worth and value, your energy, frequency, vibration, your field is what heals. The truth we came to return, our gifts and abilities. It's taken me everything to reclaim all of this, everything. So this is gold, and I need to treat it like this. And I know people will just shift and they will get it. Yeah. And again, we're doing this from the oneness because we want to get us all home. Even if it's just 1% of people getting it, or, you know, that 1% of a person, or even someone getting triggered and sending me the evil eye, so be it, if it gets us home. Seriously. That's how you need to be. Speak your true self. That's what I'm here to transmit beyond any of the words, anything else. It's a frequency of truth. This is me speaking now, as well as there are many facets to me, you know, and generally I'm a soft little kitty if you treat me right, so to say. But this field has been fucked up, quite frankly, and there's been a huge imbalance. And people like me have been giving a lot to get us all the way home. And I'm not saying this from some poor victim place. It's just like, this is what had to be done. I did it. It sucked a fucking lot. Okay. And I'm freaking happy to get out of this. As everybody wakes up, takes full responsibility over our co-creation of reality, and not a few people needing to drag us all the way home. Okay, yeah, this just needs to be said like this. Like I'm just really close to burning out point, and I keep needing to show up because we need to keep holding the flame. Quite frankly, I will always do this, but we need more support. And no longer do we say this from like, you know, needy place. It's just like it's just the way it is. This needs to shift in the field. This should have shifted by now. Quite frankly. And we override the false systems as we come together. And those few people who really get it, really pull together, that's your tribe. That you support to support you back. It's not just one-sided. No longer are you going to feed black holes that have no end. That's you feeding those black hole systems. Again, I spoke about this much more in the group container, and you can access this with tier 1. It's really not a big investment, and get all the calls back. It's like so much wisdom and gnosis shared, and everything helps you align, clear, heal, balance, harmonize, upgrade your field. And I'm going to pull more of these updates into that container for sure, one way or another. For however long we still need to look at this bullshit of artificial nonsense. Now, all I see right now is like the false firmament, and that's what I'm working on. When I get a bit quieter, I'm also always still working in the field a lot. That's number 1. Your field, my field, our fields, for me it's the same. That takes priority beyond everything I share. But it's in any of my containers publicly otherwise. And it always has to come first, because as you heal and clear yourself in your own field, you do it for the planet, generally, always, as well as I consciously work cosmically on those levels, because it's just what I have in my blueprint. But in general, this should always be, you know, you setting your field up every day should be one of the main priorities, because this is where everything else comes from. Like even when I went back after my first burnout in my last sales job, I really trained myself to, you know, really set my field up and align myself as much as possible. Even when on my way to the airport, or, you know, in between, like, I don't know, just getting up earlier and things like this, because I really understood it really helps, like, to just clear your field. Like, this is what, I mean, again, I'm ultimately here for, because I carry this core blueprint of the cosmic Christ. And again, we hold this all together as the original tribes, as the original founder races, as those consciousness fields. Again, it all comes from the oneness. We're all part of this. So what we're returning here is really like true God sovereign free beingness to each person. So it's not just some little demigods running around, but everyone, again, having the same potential. And the frequency is taking care of the rest. This is why we have to, like, our main job here is to anchor frequency. As we anchor the higher frequency, the lower just gets cleared. Back to source. Again, I spoke more about this in the group call today. I'm not going to do more. Like, because I can feel like, I mean, this is like, you don't even understand how much energy it takes for me to even bring these cosmic energy updates online. Like, that's the thing, like, people just, that's so good. YouTube, like TikTok type energy anyway that's out in the field. It's just consume, and just sitting there and like not really taking part, not really being invested, and just consuming and letting things program you instead of you being the creator and imprinting reality with what you want to see, which is what I am very much about. So I'm just here not just for you to sit there and take it all in, but then to do like, oh, okay, you know, I can do like her just better, similar, whatever, other, you know, just transmitting my truth the way I'm being shown, whether it's through painting, singing, light language, I don't know, just being a mother and showing your kids, you know, I don't know, whatever gifts and abilities you have in the truth. Ultimately, it's like just your auric field, just us walking on the planet heals. Like, besides the review right now of what you have truly accomplished, like the soul gifts you can take through any lifetime with you, eternal gifts, abilities, okay, true achievements, not the material stuff. That will be the end result now, but it's also like, what do you want to access now? It's truly quantum. Everything is available as you fully merge with this now moment. You're no longer, the past is gone. You have cleared and healed all your trauma. Keep quantum merging with that. You're no longer attached to the future. No matter what happens, doesn't happen, you know, the victory is already here. All you need to do right now is literally relax, open up to receive. If you've done the good hard inner work, you will know. Again, we're all ultimately getting there together as one. We have fallen, fragmented together as one. We will rise and heal together as one within the oneness. Okay, as this happens, the whole false matrix is going down. Schumann resonance graph is down for the last 2 days. Always a big confirmation. This is also connected to the masculine and feminine merging and Hierogamic Re-Union process, fully completing this reset. Many people have reported Wi-Fi glitches, matrix glitches in many different ways, shapes, and forms because it's going offline. Because we are like the main thing I saw today on the 25th was like just us, the frequency, the plasmas, and the frequency of truth, of true divine love, authenticity, overwriting all of the false frequency nets. Again, I've been talking about this for the last 2 weeks. It's fully down. This is it. It's just truth, because this has been preventing us from accessing real truth, having a clear reception, you know, all of these artificial frequencies interfering with our field, interfering with DNA activations, all of that. Fully dissolving. Ashanati. As you fully deepen into this frequency of true divine love, where you no longer will do with breadcrumbs, people not showing up for you, supporting you in a real tangible way, and also giving back. So stop feeding those black holes that are insatiable. Like they cannot, it's people who never feel enough, they don't value their own energy, gifts, abilities, life force. They're in victim mode ultimately themselves, no matter even if they have narcissistic imprints. Okay, stop feeding them, stop allowing distortions in your field. As the feminine fully takes back her power, she knows what's good for her, what isn't good for her, people, places, things. She only feeds that which she wants to co-create and knows that also nurturing her back. But you need to fully let go of the past, jump all into the future. Where you're seeing yourself on your earth, fully aligned with this. There's literally nothing to worry about in this space. As you fully merge with your God self, you have created all of this. Everything is happening for you. You take all of your power back, all of your consciousness, no one to blame anymore, nothing. Only learning, expansion, evolution of consciousness. This is what all of this is about. Evolution of the blueprint, expansion. Where now we have a reality where there are not just a few people creating all of this, but everybody for themselves, as well as we're holding this as a whole. You know, the core cosmic monad still holds the core blueprint of this divine organic creatrix field, but there are no more divisions, separation between dimensions, races, galaxies, realms, nothing. It's one happy multidimensional playing field, as well as, you know, again, each collective, so to say, tribes, but they're all new, so to say, expanded to what we have been before, create their own realities. And again, we're not just one thing, we're everything. God is everything. God is also the fallen angelic. Again, they have taught us also the things of like, you know, again, what went wrong during the invasions? Is us not listening to our divine feminine, us not being able to defend ourselves. Ultimately, this is all about, this is where we're going to go in the activation for the eclipse on the 28th. Again, if you want to join me, details are below in the description box. Is going back to that point where we have imagined all of this, where we're waking up from the dream within the dream. We remember, oh, wow, so we did all this to expand our blueprint, our consciousness, but it hasn't really happened. We've imagined the invasions. Aina, shukuratana, saerukuru, sunateenata. Truly. That's the biggest message I can transmit. That's how we are awakening from the dream. That's divine intervention, is us fully merging with the God mind. Now I've got loads of notes. But I leave it here. I'll share more in Saturday's call. Don't know if I do another update here. Again, we really need to also, a lot of that energy needs to be shared with people who really value this. And ultimately the codes, everything is here. And I've shared so much, especially over the last year and a bit more. I can't even remember. When I was really going more into the YouTube channel and sharing all of these cosmic updates with everyone to get the whole consciousness there. And again, we do it from within the oneness. We all want to get home. It's for those who really get it. And I know not everybody is able to give back in donations, but you know, we can support in so many ways and shapes and forms. And that's where we need to get to. If we want to replace the false systems, we need to come in. You know, it's like, why do we even have social welfare systems, banking, childcare, all of that stuff? That's what the tribes used to provide, everything. The same as the druids used to be, you know, kind of the elders, and used to have a lot of the, you know, like kind of if there were any disputes or, you know, matters of spirituality or governmental or judicial or otherwise to aid. And this is really, we're taking over. You know, I don't see any kind of, all of these systems are just part of, again, us falling apart as the tribes, original twin flames, the consciousness fragmenting, again, in order to expand, bring everything together. So now you don't have all of these different dimensional reality bandwidths, you know, all separated, and we don't know each other or you can't get in contact. But as a new emerald, the cosmic emerald and crystal diamond rosette network fully replaces the old, so to say, switches over, because it's already here. Everything is known. You just know what everybody did, true intentions, good and bad, everything. The true cosmic history records from like before the invasions, before any of this ever happened. So we're returning right now to the, like we've already returned to the seeding point, reset the divine blueprints, okay? And now we're going back to before the invasions, waking up from the dream within a dream, where we have collected all of the expansion, all the learnings, all the teachings from this experience in distorted polarity. And I fully alchemized it once the blueprint is fully healed of the cosmic Christ, the shield, ours. None of this ever comes up again. None of the problems we are right now thinking about, imagining, it just doesn't. None of this will ever happen again, because it doesn't need to, because everything that could ever have happened in this level of consciousness has already happened. Everything has been learned. This has been fully completed, concluded. There's nothing more to learn from within the oneness. Remember what's really true. Usha, ainu kuru tututa aina ikuru, aina satarata. Okay. So again, I could share much more, but I don't want to. It's late and all of that stuff. So, and again, it's really out there in the field. Join me for the classes or the group calls if you want to tune into more. Because I know what I transmit really does help you clear, heal, balance, harmonize, upgrade your field, activate it, bring you back to your true self, help you expand your consciousness, which helps you shift your reality from deep within. It's literally priceless. So I need people to value this from now on. And as we command this, and it's not a commanding from deep within, but you get me, as we like will not make do with anything less, you know, keep overgiving, expanding ourselves, training ourselves just to help everyone else to get home, you know, everything shifts. Because again, as we stop those blueprints, like as we alchemize them from deep within, as we change, everything changes for us. We always have the power. That's the whole thing. So we can't blame those who keep taking advantage of us. And you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yes, you hold them responsible and accountable, you know, but if you keep seeing they're not trying to help themselves, then yeah, you need to stop giving, to stop enabling them. Because again, as the divine feminine fully reclaims all of her power, it's like you can't take that away from her anymore. Everything we've learned, okay, those true soul gifts, that true deep inner peace, inner divine union, nobody's gonna be able to take away from me ever again. So that's true achievement, that's true growth, that's true expansion. That's what you take with you eternally, from one life to the next, forever, eternally. And now we also don't need to die anymore. Age regression, all of these distortions within the blueprint, like menopause, like you know, reversing all of this, because these are not natural things, the same as illness, disease. The thing I mentioned last time was when I said, Louis say, you know, when you hurt yourself or something, you know, ailment comes up. Sometimes, you know, I'm guided to look it up on Louis Hay. She did this whole book on, you know, kind of heal your mind, heal yourself. And I believe along those lines, it's also reflected in what's called German New Medicine, where I've took this a bit further and compared like brain scans, and there's a whole teaching around this and professionals. Anyway, but it's all around the belief, and I strongly resonate with that any physical disease is down to mental, emotional imbalances, so traumas, wounds that haven't been resolved. You know, it's ultimately your genetic blueprint, yeah, but it's beyond that. So it's all about not fighting the symptoms, but going to the root cause. And often when you're already healing, the symptoms come up. So it's like already healing, and you just need to kind of allow it instead of thinking, oh no, I need to fix it, there's something wrong with me. It's actually, you know, again, we're kind of doing it all upside down in this reality. The same as when I know I'm clearing something, it's like, ooh, wow, okay, this is what I'm clearing, and like kind of I'm getting out the other end. You know, like if it's, for example, anxiety, as you come out of it, the other end, you feel more peace. As it's like, I don't know, self-hate, or you know, it will be then afterwards, you feel more at love with your true self. You know, as you just allow all of this to clear, as you know the distortions for what they are and no longer feed them, you don't believe them, they are not who you truly are. Okay, it's a both ends, but you just need to energetically allow it to just clear already. So we are fully eclipse the false, the distorted blueprints, all of these hybridization traumas, healing the spiritual betrayal, which I've spoken about in my last videos. If you want to look back on them, I can highly recommend any video at any time. Whatever you feel guided to will, I believe, all support you on your journey. But basically, it's all been about returning to our true self, who we really are. Like your core energy signature frequency is unchanging. Your core true self, the one true self, is unchanging. As well as we're constantly expanding and a little bit contracting in between, and constantly redreaming ourselves, okay? Especially now, where you have no more cycles. All of this karmic load is fully dissolving in the field. There is no more, but you need to let go of all the retribution. I mean, it's happening anyway. But you know, you can struggle against it, or you can just go with the flow and drop fully into non-judgment and understanding that all of this is you. And whatever you're judging, you're still in separation within yourself, ultimately. It's really quite simple. You just have to stop taking it personally. And as you fully let go of any attachments right now, fully the 0 point field, fully anchoring this, divine love, neutrality, oneness, that's how you collapse and co-create reality from that place where you no longer fight, resist, judge nothing. You just see it for what it is. You still have discernment, but it's like, oh, okay, it's like stuff doesn't trigger you anymore. It's a certain, it's detachment. And you just celebrate whatever arises, because you just know, like I know right now, I don't need to figure out my living situation as such. My dream home is going to be delivered to me, literally. I'm just seeing on a silver platter. Don't care how it's going to happen. I mean, I still do whatever, I'm being shown every now and moment. But we're going beyond the 3D issues we are facing. And each one of us, we have all different issues and challenges. Think outside the box. Like, it's not even thinking. It's just focus on what you want. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Big ass miracles. Out of the blue sky, it drops. I'm just kidding. I'm just seeing a house drop from the blue sky. Like a really beautiful, like plasma sky, which looks like very new Earth-like. So have fun with this, okay? Really tune into next to really taking review of your journey so far, all that you have achieved, the true achievements that are everlasting. What can you access now as you're being fully rebirthed into this beautiful environment, your divine inner cosmic mother, father, fully at home, welcoming you into this new Earth reality, into the all new free worlds, okay? What are you going to access? Imagine that. Your imagination is your strongest superpower. That's what they have hijacked by making you, influencing you, hijacking your consciousness to imagine crazy, stupid ass scenarios for them, which is from, again, them as the own inverted, unconscious shadow collective mind that we're all part of, okay? So remember the really real, the oneness, where all of this dissolves, all the separation is what really heals all of us, forever, for good. So don't worry about anything. All of these other scenarios out there, I won't even talk about them anymore, don't make any sense. And so it is done. This is the one consciousness, fully reconciling, fully rehabilitated, brought to full coherence, peace, union, oneness, balance. Our cosmic reunion fully here now. The royal weddings, the Lyran families reunifying with a true Hierogamic reunion. That's what heals all, because that's where the split originally happened. First of all, through envy, division between masculine, feminines, royal families. And then the invasion came in. Okay? And again, we have to correct all of these layers and levels, which I've spoken about. So access is from deep within, inside of you. There's only one of us here, the one consciousness, where this all gets done. As you understand, have the highest perspective, see it from God's eyes and heart, you bring in true healing. to all. Unata, energy. See now. There's literally nothing more to do as such. All the keys and codes are here. We just keep having fun whilst we're waiting, but not waiting for everything just to complete, because it's here. That's all there is. Seriously. So just look after yourself, okay? Again, huge light body upgrades, multidimensional DNA, fully relaxed. That's how it all really activates, not when you're stressed and rushing around, really. It's the opposite, okay? Because they used fear to close down our DNA. So you in full relaxation, love, bliss, that's where it's at, okay? Fully merge your spiritual body, the cosmic spirit body with your physical vessel, heart, mind, and soul, all unified as one, all from inside of you, your own imagination, all coming fully online. Join me again if you like to for the activation on the eclipse, or even after. Again, they're very quantum if you can't take place live, but it's always great to have as many people live as possible. The stronger, you know, it does add to the juice, so to say. So, and again, 2 free activations are basically part of this also. So it's really, really, you know, so to say, good value for money, as well as it's truly priceless. And that's everything we do, but it's a both ends, you know. You need to, ultimately, it's about people really appreciating it. If they really do the work, you know, it's like, you know, it's like helping a friend. You help them for free, but like, if it's all for nothing and you just keep talking to them, you know, like, hey, listen, this person is abusing you, and they never listen, and they just keep getting into, you know, crazy situations, and they keep draining your field, and you keep helping them, and it doesn't lead anywhere, just keeps on draining you. At some point, you just need to stop it because you keep enabling them. You know what I mean? And again, this happens in many different ways, shapes, and forms. So close the access to all of these black holes, because again, really, this black hole system, all of these inversions, it's all connected with how you're operating your own energy field, how you're valuing your own time, energy, frequency, your sacred life force, what you're feeding it to. If you're feeding it into black holes, people, places that keep sucking with no end, and there's no nurturing back, you need to forget about it. Okay, you need to close those holes, seal your field, but it's just from a sovereign perspective. God sovereign and free. You don't have barbed wires. It's just very healthy boundaries and discernment. And again, this shit won't ever come up again once we've fully healed this, all that went wrong from deep within. And what we really did wrong, the biggest message is we fell into fear. As the invasions came in, if we could have just stood, and that's what we're correcting right now, just stood in no fear, they're out again. They can't do anything. As you stand in your God self, there's nothing stronger than this. Nobody can intimidate you. Nothing. And ultimately, even if they kill you, you know, because they can't even have a reality without us, because they're disconnected from source. That's the whole point. And again, they are us, but you also need to see the level of where these invaders have been fully removed or put into quarantine or whatever. Those who really want to change themselves to really prove that I do. Where we are going back to the start, correcting what we didn't do right, and really listen to our intuition and know who's trying to bullshit us, who's not, who's sucking upon our energy, who's trying to take advantage, doesn't give back, where we feel used, abused, all of this stuff, okay? So that's you fully reclaiming your true value, worth, power from all the people, places, things, also for the divine feminine in the twin flame saga playing out, you know, no longer waiting for nothing, no one, fully reclaiming all of your power. You hold it, literally. Again, from within us all. As you reclaim it, they reclaim it, we're all one. It's you also having your divine inner masculine fully on board, where you no longer accept breadcrumbs, anyone giving you less than what you truly deserve in your field. If you don't claim it, if you keep, you know, putting up with situations that are frustrating you, not nurturing you back, and not what you truly deserve, then that's what you keep getting. So from deep within right now, never mind how this is going to happen, okay? It's like literally pigs can fly. This is where we're at. dear. Reminds me of something. So anyway, okay, so big ass miracles are here now. Let's make this so as you really reclaim it all. Like the realities, your imagination, it's all the same. All of your power, everything. Keys, codes, quantum consciousness. We're back in power. This is already turned. Asana Teate. Remember what's really real? Quantum merge align with that. And then it's already here now because it is. It's about frequency alignment. Okay. All the static fully clearing, us fully tuning in into the new Earth broadcasting system. We are that fully overwriting with the plasmas and the low frequency, all of the static shit that has been interfering with our field. The false firmament, it's all coming down all the way. That's what all the glitches are about, okay? So keep making it happen. It's all through anchoring a higher frequency, a higher consciousness. It's true authenticity, which is true divine self-love. It's you being your real true self, no matter if everybody ostracizes you. Oh yeah, one more thing and I'm going to stop. The one thing what happens, like think about how the opposition is so successful. They have networks, they have connections, they have secret societies. They serve one another, give and take. They know which roles they play. You know what I mean? Because I was thinking about this today. It's like, if I just knew the right people, like, you know, you would have a home. Besides, it's like everybody needs to have this. This shouldn't be even a problem of me having a home. For no one, generally. And I know I'm here to bring home the home frequency and love bliss, and new earth, literally. The organic creatrix field. I carry this with my blueprint and in a really deep core way, you know, on behalf of us all, with you together as one. And this is why this has been so challenging for us. And this is all about real estate. It's all about life force. It's all about, you know, power. And they have, through fear, taken our power away. So how do you take it back? By fully transcending all the fears of being your true self, speaking your truth. The only way that they can oppress, anyone can oppress truth, suppress it, is through fear. And that's what sets us all free. As you truly remember, the cosmic history records, free of all of these invasions, literally lie inside of you. As you fully clear yourself of fear, they're there. They're fully ignited from inside of us, and they're there. It's like all the keys and codes, all the seeds have been seeded, and they're just fully igniting now. The cosmic tree of life is fully igniting right now, which is the masculine and feminine free merging. This is also what I believe is the Schumann resonance blackout, like symbolizing at the moment, as this fully completes. The royal weddings, the original twin flames, their blueprints, which I've already seen, I don't know, what was it, a week ago or so, fully merging as one. And that's fully completing. And them completing this in the physical is what completes us all in the physical. And I've spoken about this plenty. I'm really so detached. It's just like, however, whatever is going to play out will play out. All I know is everything is fine. I don't need to worry about it. And you just fully let go. And you also know what you want and what you don't want in your reality. And this is what it brings it online, ultimately. But you need to be in alignment with this and not just say it to yourself and then you still make do with less. That's been the issue so far. And again, you just like, it's a happening, you know? I mean, often we try and let go of things and it just doesn't happen. I go into the resistance, the whatever, you know, feelings that come out, to purge them, to get out the other end. And at some point you just let go and are done. Such is the time now, where we are done with anything that is less than what we deserve. That's how you reclaim your power, your value, and your abundance. It's all the same. Again, think about the rich people. They really value their time and energy, don't they? And their resources. They don't just give them away. I mean, they do the opposite, obviously. So we're not saying, like, I'm not saying that we should do what they do, but we can take a few notes because they know how to manifest realities. And they've used it against us. They used our own imagination against us. So claim it all the way back, your consciousness, awareness, all of your power to co-create all new free worlds already here now. It's just igniting, remembering them fully from within. Everything is encoded inside of you and it's just coming fully online. All you need to really do is align with the frequency of love bliss, which is you in true alignment with your real, raw, true, authentic self. That's what ignites the really real. Here now. Oneness. So again, details are below if you want to join me for the activation and call. And yeah, just live your biggest dreams fulfilled, jump all in, keep merging, aligning. It's not about not doing anything. But again, the doing comes from the being. Your divine feminine knows what is good for her and what is not. And the divine masculine puts this into action. And you fully align with that within yourself now, and you don't need anyone else out there, so to say, to make you feel whole or fulfilled. You're no longer needy. You know what I mean? Again, you no longer need to feed off the energy, attention, pats on the back, anyone loving you, giving you their life force in order for you to feel whole. So important. This all comes back and springs forth from the self, and how we manage and maintain our own energy field, as this is fully corrected within a cosmic monad, the divine blueprint that we carry. It corrects for everyone through the 100 monkey effect, because we carry these core blueprints and source codes. And all of the hybridization traumas are being cleared. And as you remember the big picture, the divine plan, that even the heartbreak and the worst of the worst, all we've been through, has ultimately been a dream, as well as served a big purpose for us to expand the blueprint, expand the consciousness. And some of these fallen codes, the ego and all of this, all has served us to really reclaim a whole new expanded blueprint consciousness that serves all, not just a few, where we are no longer just in service to others and the slaves, or others taking advantage of us, where it's like a constant give and take, and we're all playing roles within, you know, like you think the tribes returning, replacing the false systems. It's like we all have different gifts, abilities, and we're sharing them. Some cook, some look after the kids, you know what I mean? Like not, but you know, certain parts. And like some heal, some, you know what I mean? Some do grow the vegetables, things like this. Some teach the kids how to do different life skills, how to build, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And we all have these gifts and abilities. As we fully embody this, as we fulfill our own destiny, we would return to our true self, brings us all online. And this is where the tribes come back together, and we all fulfill our different roles. And we remember there's nobody better or worse, more or less than any other. We're all just different. Just the same as we don't all like the same fruit, foods, drinks, flowers, whatever it may be. We all have different preferences. And it's all about variety, and that is what makes life rich. And no longer do we see differences in opinions, belief systems, or otherwise, appearances, races, where we come from, as a threat, but we're also very aware of, beyond the outer appearances, of what anyone is trying, or not just trying, what anyone is really transmitting. Are seeing through the bullshit, through lies, through deception, through these false overlays is what dissolves them. Usa, Lina Shigero to the eye. And the masks. As you are aligned with your true self, you see through all the bullshit. I can promise you that. So the embodiment of the Holy Trinity means you are your own mother, father, and child. You no longer crave other people's attention, appraisal, valuation, you know, like valuing you to feel good about yourself, to feel whole. Okay, all of these core wounds have not been accepted for who we are, fully cleared and healed as we accept ourselves for who we truly are, perfectly imperfect right now, no longer striving for something anyone has told us we should be like. This false perfection is just not real, and it's not achievable, and it's made up. And it's about being fully self-sufficient in an energetic sense, as I've just explained. So cut off all the vampires, parasites, okay? There's no one left to compete with or win anyone else's adoration, okay? As well as we're just here to adore one another and just literally just, I'm awesome, you're awesome, let's do something awesome together. But people really need to gel with us and get us, and we no longer waste our energy, time, attention with those who really don't value us back, don't give back, and leave us feeling depleted and not satisfied. Quite frankly, that's how we make ourselves happy. That's how we claim all of our power back and close these black hole systems. Literally, that's how they originated. This is quantum reality mechanics. It's quantum. No more timelines. No more cycles. Unata. Ushuturu. And again, it's all access from within the 0-point field, true divine love, radiating through your field. Everything is switching, tables turning. It's all here now. Our victory is here now. Our destiny fully fulfilled. The end of separation. The Hierogamic Re-Union process completes all of this. So again, thank you so much. Anyone who would like to support me, also again in my search for a flat, you can find the details below. Like, share, subscribe, comment, join the call if you like to, feel guided to, if you are one of those really conscious co-creators. Now all in, okay? And thank you so much for being here now, keeping on believing in you, in God's divine plan. Keep surrendering, let your higher self take over. The divine love tsunami is changing and shifting off. Just know it's here now, okay? Keep surrendering, relaxing. This is where the magic happens, okay? True peace, love, divine union, oneness, dissolving all illusions, all remaining veils, overlays, the false firmament, the false matrix going fully online as you fully merge with your God self, your true self, fully embodied, fully aligned with, fully merged. Uska. Tikira ena ta 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 ta. Cosmically so, all as one. Tanati. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So much love, so many blessings, and I see you. Bye bye.